Hello, welcome to this week's weekly forecast. Before we begin, I want to say thanks to everyone that went and got themselves the premium videos, sent out a big discount link in the email address list. So going to extend this to the YouTube community. The link will be in the description. It's just a load of videos on how to trade, implement Monday's ranges, how to set targets, all about raids, etc. So if you want to go grab them, you can. We'll stick off with Kiwi. A lot of confluence, obviously on its own. This resistance trendline means nothing, but added with the support and resistance going through here, this area I want to highlight, higher time frame, just an area where most of the touches come in, and we did have a weekly close below that, but if we go down into the daily, things get a lot cleaner, a lot clearer, and we'll highlight this area again for you, just to tell you where price is at. So whilst it's below this area, I'll be looking for selling opportunities down into key support. We'll let Monday unfold obviously and see if we can get involved using the patterns that we do in the group. Obviously if I take anything, I'll put it into the members area. We do have Haddock confluence down in the H4 as well. So Kiwi is one of my favourite setups for this week. We have a structured break, we have higher time frame support and resistance area, so this is looking quite good to the downside. Obviously don't marry an idea, nothing in this industry is for certain. If we start getting daily closes back above this level, then obviously I'll scrap the idea, but I know exactly the patterns that I'm looking for to get involved with Kiwi, but that's the levels that I'm looking at, and that's the story behind it. Pound is sort of similar. If we move on to pound daily chart, support and resistance here, you can see the nice reaction we had from there. So this is telling me that this is a key level, but also want to draw attention to just these highs here and here. Obviously we sold off before from this area, so any pullback into here, I'll be looking for selling opportunities in pound. Obviously daily closes above here, and then I'll look for buying, but whilst we're below this higher time frame level, I'll be looking for selling opportunities in pound, and this is the key area that I want to get involved in. So if we get the pullback, we can look for structure break and get involved that way. Obviously if we break Monday's low, we could probably implement that to go low as well, but obviously we have to let price unfold, we have to go with the flow, we have to really get on board of what price is telling us at a certain time. We'll move on to EURUSD weekly chart. Want to draw your attention to this level that I've spotted anyway. Huge resistance, found it very hard to break through in the past here. Although price is a little bit choppy, you can see the respect at this level here and here. We'll go down into the daily and we can see things a little bit cleaner from here anyway. From here, level will be on the screen. Sold off from here, sold off from here, and we sold off heavily before from here, so just looking for selling opportunities in EURUSD. How far it goes down, I'm not too sure. His prices, this here is very, very messy, but we'll have to just adapt. One thing I don't want to be doing is buying this straight into an area where we sold off heavily before. So the bias is to look for selling opportunities. If the patterns present themselves, then I'll get on board. As for targets, we do have nice support and resistance in here, but we also have a level going through here that could act as an area, a problem area, but retest, look for selling opportunities. That's what I'm looking for. Obviously if I take anything, I'll put it into the members area as usual. Dollar CAD, we had a nice trade on this last week in the group. Basic coming into support and resistance. and looking for this area, or looking for signs in this area that it's going to give us a bounce. We just don't trade levels blindly. We have patterns that we like to implement. If we go down into the H4, we did have confluence here, which means nothing by itself, but added with other things like support and resistance. You can see here on the H4 it was pretty clean and tidy. Support and resistance, break above the confluence as well, and to take this higher. We'll be looking for buying opportunities on this again to take it up to this level of you can see the support and resistance here, here and here. So if we get our buying patterns, then I'll be looking to implement that again. But this was quite a clean trade, quite nice. Also, when you see something like this, just a trap seller straight at a higher time frame level, then that gives you, the confidence to get long. So that was quite a nice trade. At the moment, we'll let Monday unfold again, and we'll see if we can get a pullback to get involved. As for now, what I see, where price is at now, we have this sort of area. Now if we break above that, be looking to implement buying opportunities to get involved there. So obviously just let price unfold, see what it gives us, and see if we can get involved. But that's dollar CAD in a nutshell. Let's move on to Euro Pound. We also had a nice trade on that as well. If we go out to the daily, let me just draw your attention to this level of support and resistance that we had marked, and we broke above that, and we're coming down to retest it. We're also retesting this trend line, so that gives us sort of nice bias, a nice storyboard to get looking for long opportunities. We have to wait for price to tell us what it's going to do. We had this level marked. It was close to Monday's high. It was Monday's, if you count the bodies of the candles in the H1, lining up support and resistance. Basically, looking for a break above that to get involved. To this swing point. Why this swing point? Well, you can see that we've sold off heavily before there, so it makes sense to take most of the trade off at an area where we sold off heavily before. At the moment, there's not much on the cards for here. You can see it's ran into a bit of support and resistance, so acting as resistance. So if you're looking to continue buying this, I would wait for a daily close above there, and then look to target these sort of areas. But at the moment we're just sort of chopping sideways, and we're at resistance, so buying opportunities would be limited to me unless we get a pullback again. Then there's not really much to do on this, but that's the levels that I'm looking at. Let's go on to Aussie New Zealand. Selling off nicely, what we were looking for last week. We noticed that this very bearish looking candle on the weekly should make this thing go lower. Let's go down into the daily. Any pullbacks on this, and I'll be looking to sell, just looking for selling opportunities on it while it's below here. We were looking at daily close below, which we got retest, sells off. So we'll see how Monday unfolds. If we can get a pullback as well, maybe look to implement daily ranges to try and get involved with this to the downside. But the bias is down, and I've talked about this for quite some time, so we'll keep an eye on that. Quite nice levels, and yeah, looking forward to getting involved with that again. New Zealand CAD as well. Mentioned it in the sort of Twitter video. Going through here on the weekly chart, this is an area, most touches, support and resistance. Price is quite sensitive to this level, but that's not everything. We also have confluence of this swing high. Looking for that to go, and then I'm looking for selling opportunities. So one more rate up. We have stalled here, so violent move into it, stalled a little bit. I think if we come up, take this swing point, look for selling opportunity again. I don't want to be buying into an area where we've sold off heavily before, and we also sold off heavily before here. So looking for selling opportunities based on the higher time frame. If we go down into the daily, we had this bearish engulfing, probably, you know, on its own probably suckered a lot of people in, and then we had all these inside days. So we'll let price unfold. Like on the H1, as mentioned before, price is being capped in this range here and here. So if I'm looking for selling opportunities based off the higher time frame, what I won't be doing is waiting for a H1 close at least below here to get involved to the short side. So let's move on. I want to end with New Zealand yen. Just this level has got my attention. Some support and resistance. We closed below it on the weekly, so let's just zoom in. Close below it on the weekly. Coming up into this area, I'll be looking for selling opportunities, just like Kiwi. Both of them look quite nice. What throws me off this, and what throws me off a lot of EM pairs, is how flat this top is and how violent this pullback was. So is this just a pullback, a springboard to go higher? Well, I'll only be looking to buy if we do break above there and break this confidence of this trend line to get higher. But whilst we're below here, if patterns present itself to take a sell, then I'll have no problem doing that. I don't want to keep this too long, this video, and anything I'll take, I'll put into the members area. If you want to become a member, it's a Discord link. Let me just get it up here. So if you want to become a member, it's just a Dominic James program. It's different to the premium videos, obviously. It's a one-time payment. You get 2 mechanical trading strategies, ongoing support. I'm in the Discord group putting in the trades once I take them, so you're sort of learning and taking the same trades as myself. Money back if you don't become profitable over the year. Lifetime access to all memberships. So if you want to get involved with that, drop me an email and we can talk about it. But it's quite a good little program if you're looking to take your trading to the next level. With that said, I'll just see you guys next week. Thanks for the ongoing support. Hit like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I'm wishing you all the best of luck for this week.